Hi, my name is Elder. San Antonio is at a crossroads with Project Marble, a plan that could transform downtown with sports, entertainment, and more. But not everyone agrees. Let's explore what this project means for San Antonio's future. In San Antonio, basketball is more than a game. It's a way of life. For nearly 5 decades, the Spurs have been the heartbeat of this city built on values of teamwork, humility, and resilience. 5 championships, countless memories, and a fan base unlike any other have made the Spurs a symbol of pride for San Antonio. But as the city looks to the future, a new chapter is being written. Project Marvel, a downtown sports and entertainment district centered on a new Spurs arena, promises to transform not just where the team plays, but how the city itself is experienced. This story isn't only about basketball, it's about identity, community, and the powerful connection between a team and the place it calls home. This is the story of the Spurs, San Antonio. I'll be focusing on 4 main subjects. First, the legacy of the San Antonio Spurs and the culture of excellence they built over decades. The San Antonio Spurs are one of the most successful franchises in NBA history. With 5 championships, 1,999, 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014, the Spurs built a dynasty that defined an era of basketball excellence, but their legacy is about more than just trophies. Under coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs created a culture rooted in teamwork, humility, and resilience.
We want to welcome you guys back to the Alamo Dome. On behalf of the team, we want to say thank you for being the best fans in the world. And I think tonight speaks for that. We want to say thank you. We appreciate all the support. And go Spurs, go. Alrighty, San Antonio, the time has come for you to be a part of the show. Everyone get out those phones, those flashlights, and wave them up. Get them up, San Antonio.
What became known as the Spurs Way was built on trust, selflessness, and the belief that no one player is bigger than the team. Secondly, I will talk about Spurs fandom. The Spurs are more than just a basketball team in San Antonio. They're part of the city's identity. Fans bring energy, pride, and loyalty that unites the community. This passion is also what drives support for Project Marvel, as many see the new arena and entertainment district as a way to celebrate and grow the Spurs' legacy. At the same time, it raises questions about how far that fandom should go when it comes to public investment. Not everyone in San Antonio shares the same excitement about Project Marvel. Several local organizations, including COPS, Divided by Metro, and the Esperanza Peace and Justice Center, have voiced serious concerns about the city's plan. Critics argue the project is being rushed without enough community input and that public funds could be used for more urgent needs. Some call the city's economic analysis misleading, questioning who really benefits from a new billion-dollar arena. These voices remind us that behind every major development, there's a deeper conversation about transparency, priorities, and the people who make up this city. Project Marvel isn't just ambitious, it's expensive. The full project is expected to cost over $3.3 billion, with about $1.5 billion going toward the new Spurs Arena and surrounding entertainment district. The rest covers upgrades to the convention center, Alamo Dome renovations, and major infrastructure changes, like the land bridge over I-37. City officials say much of the funding will come from a public-private partnership, meaning both taxpayer money and private investment will pay for it. Critics, however, worry that local taxpayers could still bear the burden, especially if costs rise or revenue projections fall short. Supporters argue that the investment will pay off, attracting more tourism jobs and long-term growth for San Antonio's downtown. But not everyone feels that way. Many residents, Spurs fans, see Project Marvel as a chance to revitalize downtown and keep the Spurs in San Antonio for decades to come. Supporters argue that a modern arena could boost tourism, attract major concerts, Project Marvel represents progress and pride. For others, it's a risk San Antonio can't afford. The question now is whether the city can build not just a new district, but trust.
I like it, man, because this arena is not too much right now. It's going to introduce more opportunities for more people downtown, you know what I mean?
And downtown, so I love everything that's happening. And if they want to continue to build it up, I think that's good. A lot of people, I think, even back home on the East Coast, think about Houston, they think about Dallas, but we're loving San Antonio. We love being here this week, in town for business and vacation. So if they're trying to put the money into it, I vote and say, oh, absolutely.
It's like whatever to me, you know what I mean? They're just building it, and it's going to be, something fun to do more downtown, you know what I mean? I can't lie, I don't really know. I know as much as I don't think they should be spending as much money as they are on it, you know what I'm saying? Taking away from other people's opportunities, like taxpayers, whatever the case may be. And the Spurs are spending a lot of money too, I know that. I think they should tone it down a little bit, but yeah, that's what I think about that. Yeah.
I think anything that will that will continue to bring people to the city. And then I heard that they're going to be moving this arena to a different location. I think all that helps. I think everything that you can do to kind of bring people into your city, whether it's through sports, whether it's through shows or whatever, I think is exactly the way to go.
I think it's positive because Spurs are only our only organization here as far as professionally. We need to support the organization, support the Spurs because, like I said, they're our only professional franchise here in San Antonio, and they're a real big part of the city.
The Spurs had built one of the most passionate fan bases in the NBA, a community that keeps the spirit of San Antonio alive. In San Antonio, a new wave of Spurs fandom has arrived, and it has a name, the Jackals. On October 5th, the excitement became official. The Spurs announced the creation of the Jackals, a dedicated fans section honoring Victor Wembanyama and his growing impact on San Antonio basketball. The announcement quickly spread across local news and social media. For fans, it wasn't just a name, it was a symbol of unity, passion, and the city's renewed hope in a new era of Spurs basketball. Named after Victor Wembanyama's fierce on-court nickname, the Jackals represent the next generation of Spurs fandom. This section isn't just about watching the game, it's about creating an atmosphere, loud, united, and full of pride for San Antonio. The Jackals bring a European-style fan culture to the NBA, organized chants, custom flags, and constant energy from tip-off to the final buzzer. It's a movement that shows how deeply the Spurs connect with their city and their fans, and here is the example for that.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the video board. Alrighty, Amy, it is right there in the middle. And if you win, you are going home with a $200 gift card to HEB. Now, fans, this is a great time for you to help her out. Come on. What do you think it is? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? She's looking at my family. She says it's 2. Is it 2? But guess what? We love you so much. We're still going to give you a $20 gift card at HEB. So thank you so much for playing. Thank you to HEB. We're here. Everything is better.
With Project Marvel moving forward, the question now is simple. Who stands to gain? Who stands to lose? And what comes next for San Antonio? Supporters argue the project will create new jobs, stimulate business, and attract more tourism. For many, Project Marvel represents a chance to modernize the city and bring it closer to major entertainment hubs like Dallas or Austin. Businesses near the development zone hope for more foot traffic and higher revenue. City officials frame the project as an investment in San Antonio's future, one that could place the city on the national map. But not everyone sees a bright future. Critics worry about the long-term costs, financial and social. Some fear the project will raise property taxes, and push long-time residents out of their neighborhoods. Others argue traffic, congestion, noise, and tourism will grow out of control, changing the feel of the city they've known for decades. There's also concern that Project Marvel may overshadow San Antonio's cultural identity. If the city leans too heavily into entertainment development, what happens to the history, the small businesses, the communities that made San Antonio unique? So, what comes next? Whether the project succeeds or fails, San Antonio will change. If Project Marvel succeeds, the city could see new economic energy, expanded infrastructure, and a boosted national profile. But if it fails, if the costs outweigh the benefits, the burden could fall on taxpayers, and the development may become another expensive lesson in city planning. The truth is, the story Project Marvel is still being written, and the people of San Antonio will ultimately decide what kind of future they want their city to have.